um, but how was it for you? For I think this is a challenging part for a lot of Sudanese people getting to learning about the culture, like in year 11 to 12, and then uni, and how the lifestyle is here with going out, drinking, moving out,
Yeah.
and like partying and drugs and all that. How were you when you got to that age?
To be honest, I was never the person that liked those kind of things anyway.
Yeah,
And so I had friends, and I had group of friends. So I had like the group that was doing the things I like to do. So we play basketball. After school, we would just do fun things. Like we
yeah,
would not do anything apart from basketball and just kick back at my house or
yeah,
wherever. Those days things were different too.
yeah,
People were just having a good time, like teenagers. There was no a lot of like drugs and
yeah. Okay.
the kind of thing people are doing now. So we were just still rookies, and no one was going clubbing that young at that age because we didn't have, like, we were the first group of young people, I think, to come here
Yeah,
in a huge number. And so we come with that mentality. We African, and in Africa, a young person is supposed to be a young person. You don't do
yeah,
these
yeah,
things. But then the siblings of my generation are the one now exposed to this culture more,
yeah,
and they're the one that are doing, like, they're free, they're drinking, they're doing drugs and stuff. But people my age, we were like, we understand what is right and wrong because
yeah.
we come from a country where you don't drink.
Yeah,
And
because that's so fascinating. Because that's why I'm stuck in the middle. Because I did come from that place, but when I came, I was so young. So for me, growing up here, that was normal for me.
yeah,
For my younger siblings, like they don't know what it was like. You know what? How? What? Like for an example, like people that are born here, they're like, oh well, mom, this is what I'm gonna do. Like I get to go out this on a Thursday. Now we're gonna go out drink a
yeah,
beer. Like we're gonna, that's what I thought was normal.
yeah. You see, that wasn't the case for us.
Yeah,
We don't You don't go out, like, you don't go out for a drink. You finish school, you come home, you do your
yeah,
homework, you do what needs to be done. For
yeah,
me, I come home, do my homework. If I didn't have work that day,
mm,
I'll be out either playing basketball. My auntie's aware of where I am at what time I'm home on
yeah,
daily basis. She knows what days I play basketball. She knows who's taking me and if I'm going by myself and which friends I'm hanging out with. So everything is like you can't just be
yeah.
all over the place.
But it's good because you had friends that weren't doing that because it would have been
Yeah.
so hard with like peer pressure and trying to fit in and all that.
Yeah. We didn't even know those things
Yeah, okay.
exist. That's the thing,
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
we don't we're not exposed like
Yeah,
that. So we are a group, right? You can
yeah,
imagine we're like, oh my God, like we meet each other.
yeah,
I grew up in Uganda. I grew up in Kenya. I
yeah,
come
yeah,
from this and that. And so in Uganda and Kenya, no one was exposed to those things
yeah,
because it's either you live in a refugee camp where it's not, where you're gonna get alcohol. You're in a refugee camp. Where are you gonna get alcohol and
yeah,
drugs?
yeah, yeah,
Or you live in a city in Kenya or Uganda where you are watched very
yeah,
closely by family. So kids don't just roam around, in Kenya, and therefore there's no that exposure to
yeah,
see what's
yeah,
going on unless you're an older person. And but when we come to Australia, we already grown up. We're already in our mid-teens, so you already know what's right and wrong.
yeah,
But then the younger ones here, their best friends, like they start primary school, so they're already exposed to that. Like they're best friends with people whose older brothers are doing things, or they know of these things. We didn't have those friends. We don't know. We just
yeah,
hang out in our own little groups.
yeah,
And some people even started drinking later.
yeah,
Some of my friends started. I still don't drink because I
yeah,
just don't
yeah,
want to. But some of my friends started drinking when we're like in our mid 20s. They
yeah,
drank, yeah,
right.
very, very late. Yeah.
And how they now with drinking? Are they?
You know, I just say South Sudanese shouldn't drink. Alcohol and us is just like not working. But they drink with, yeah, responsibly.
Yeah,
They're adult, they know they're grown up, so they're careful with their drinking. They
yeah,
just drink for social,
yeah,
and it's fine. But they were not exposed to alcohol very early
yeah,
because we knew that not option. So some of us are now learning.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
You guys are lucky
in what way?
because you get to be Australian. With us, we are like like, okay, let me speak for myself. I grew up in 3 different countries.
Yeah.
I am South Sudanese, Kenyan, Australian. You can only say you're Australian.
Yeah.
This is, you only have one culture to know. For me, I have like 3 different cultures to carry with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that can be a challenge, and it can be a good thing. But it can be a challenge because um, when because I'm like half everything now. So I know a little bit about Kenya, I know a little bit about South Sudan, I know a little bit about Australia. So I'm not fully on one side.
Yeah.
And I think that's tough. But for you, you're fully on one side. And so
Yeah.
now all you have to worry about is learn about South Sudan.
Yeah.
But you're fully on Aussie.